Hi, my name is Adam Avrilla and I would like to welcome you back. It is March, it is the time to welcome spring and celebrate with a beautiful bottle of wine. And there is no better way to create a floral moment on your wine than what we're going to do today. This is the item that we are going to use for our base of the design. It is from a company called Floral. I was at a show and I saw them and I knew that I wanted to bring this to you because I think it's a great way to dress up a bottle for a brunch or for a shower or a gift or what have you. But it's a little floral foam on top of a hard plastic base. And what it does is it slips right over the wine bottle. So then you can design your fresh flowers in this and it slips right over the wine bottle. Now, there are two ways we can do it. We can design it as is on the bottle. However, water will drip out and it ruins the label. So what I prefer to do is design it on the table, let all the water drip out, and then put it on the wine bottle. So that's what we're gonna do today. So we'll put this to the side. The first thing we're gonna wanna do is soak this properly. Just like all the other floral foam that we use, we want to make sure we allow this to just sit and it'll float down, and when it gets all the way down then we know we've absorbed, and look at how fast it's going. And then we have an absorption. It's starting to bubble a little bit, which is good. Put some paper towels out. Once the bubbles stop, you know that it has enough water in it. Perfect. So, do you see the color is even different now? It's a little bit darker because it is fully saturated. So I'm gonna set it there while I grab the other items. Now that we have it soaked, I'm just using a cylinder vase I had in the back room just to have height, so I can put the flowers out. You can use a glass, anything to raise this up a little bit, so that way we can have a little bit of drama happening around the base. I've already separated our beautiful bouquet of the month, and so what we're gonna start with is the hydrangea. If you cut the hydrangea off, we can get little pieces like so. So we're gonna wanna cut those, and we have multiple little units. And I'm going to put them down. You'll notice I'm already starting to cover this plastic base. We don't want to see this plastic base. We want to make sure we cover it. So utilize some of your flowers in a downward position so that way it covers it up. And I'm going to take all the hydrangea and put it through. I want to point out something to you guys. When you're utilizing this, we want to make sure no stems are coming into the inside of the vase. I don't know if you probably can't see this, but I have one stem pushing through because there's not much foam. We want to make sure we look for that and we readjust it so it stays within the foam and it doesn't actually go all the way through. So that's readjusted. Next, I'm going to use our beautiful color enhanced carnations. And again, we're gonna have to cut this stuff short because there's not a lot of foam real estate for us to utilize for this. So you see the triangle movement of the 1, 2, 3. We have a lot of that triangle. That just makes sure that the color stays uniform and beautiful. Next, let's add some daisies. So we're gonna pop these laterals off, just like we have in the past. Let's do that to both daisies, these beautiful white spring daisies. And we're gonna go cut. And these, I like to leave a little bit longer. Makes a little bit more drama around the bottle. Going all the way around the design. This is great if you're having people over for brunch or even dinner. Imagine if you did this at a shower. Every table had these beautiful wine bottles with the colors of the wedding or a baby shower. How precious would that be? Our ideas are great for the month, but they're also great for so many more things you can utilize in your everyday world. Make sure you get some low, because we do want to cover up our mechanics. The floral foam, we certainly want to cover that up. Do you see how it's already filling out? It's so pretty. Next, we're going to use our ostromeria. So when you have an ostromeria that has a stem and the laterals are long, I go and I pull the foliage off, and then I just cut these pieces. So that way we have lots of insertions. And we're going to do the same thing we did with the daisies, just going all the way around. We want to leave space, because if these ostromerias are not open up perfectly for you, they will open up. So we want to make sure we have a good window of space to put these so they open up beautifully for you. And you'll notice by this point that the foam is already being covered. All of your mechanics are being covered by the beautiful flowers we're using. This would be a beautiful gift. Could you imagine giving a great bottle of wine or champagne, and then they have this beautiful floral component on top? Stunning. All right. Next, we're going to add our roses. We have 2 roses with our bouquet this month. We're going to want to keep these together. So whatever is the front of your design, I'm going to say this is our front. I'm going to put both of these roses together as a beautiful focal point and a really statement on top of the design that we complete. All right. We're really zipping through this month. It's so compact, but what a statement it's going to be. Next, we have our gorgeous mini carnations, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut them short, and these can dance up and about. You don't want them all to be exactly the same height. You want to have some depth by creating flowers that stand above every others. Very simple, isn't this? And the last thing we're going to have is our beautiful green buttons. This is that fresh earth green. It's the new growth. We're going to do the same thing we did with the daisies. We're just going to pop these off. And what you can do is you can take them and go ahead and cut all of the nubs off so you have a nice clean insertion all at once. And make sure with these, now that we're covering up whatever foam may be showing, we don't want any of that foam showing. So these short ones really insert deep into there so that we cover that up. And we'll have a couple of stems of these to design with. So I'm going to save my long ones for very last. I want to make sure I get the close end mechanics covered before I use up all these beautiful long pieces. And we're going to cut these just so they're pre-cut for us. You want to, when you pre-cut, you want to be really quick about it, because we don't want them to be out of water very long, so make sure when you're pre-cutting that it's pretty quickly done. I love being able to bring things that I see on the market to all of you to increase your floral life in your homes. And we'll use our last longer ones, and these, just like we've done previously, we're going to extend these out just to give a little bit of a dimension, a little bit of movement, like fireworks coming out of this beautiful floral display. Spin it. Whoops. And if a flower falls out, that's okay. You can put it back in. So now we're just adding our last elements. You see how I'm giving a little bit of height to these now? It just pulls this design right out. All right, clean off my table a little bit. Do you see how it's dripped? That's why we don't want to put it on the wine bottle until it really is done dripping. We don't want the label ruined. Now we're just going to insert this right over the lid. And how beautiful is that? I think that is a great way to present a bottle of wine at your next event. And we cannot forget about the big piece of fascia we have. So I would cut the stem all the way off. And if you just crack it a little bit with your hand, you can hear the crack. You just want to crack it a little bit. If I was serving this, I would set the bottle right on there with the label going the same direction as the foliage, just as a nice presentation. Or if you're giving it as a gift, another idea, you can take this, wrap it around, tie a ribbon around it, and it just adds a nice natural decorative element to your design. But for today, I love it as a focal. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, like and subscribe, and we will see you next month.